Today I effed up by playing my teacher's adult material on her phone in front of all my classmates. I 16M go to school for troubled youth, and I'll need to quickly explain some necessary backstory. At my school they have 25 students total, and some 10-seater vans that they use to transport us to excursions and other stuff. Today we were going to the Sydney Royal Easter Show, and at school you can sometimes choose to sit in the front passenger seat, which I did today. So we were driving along today and the teacher 27F asked me to open her phone and put where we were going into maps so we know exactly where we need to go. So I did that. Then she asked me to open Spotify and play some music, and I did that perfectly fine. Then some kids in the back were talking about the Amazon rainforest, so the teacher asks me to open Safari and search it. So I opened Safari and saw some paperwork, and she said another tab and just search it there. So I go to another tab and I was holding the phone so everyone in the van could see the screen, so the teacher could monitor what I was doing. I press a random tab and it was on the hub and it started playing and I froze, not sure what to do. It started to play through all the speakers on the van, so all the students got interrupted by some girl moaning and stuff. Then the teacher quickly grabbed the phone, so I froze for probably 7 seconds and half the kids were looking over, hearing porn blasting over the speakers. The teacher said that her guy friend borrowed her phone last night and mustn't have closed the tab. The teacher typed in Amazon forest facts quickly, then pasted it back. I just read it out to everyone to try and make it less awkward. Then the teacher 5 minutes later got everyone to agree to never tell anyone else at the school about it or parents. Sorry for formatting on mobile. TLDR. I played my teacher's porn over the Bluetooth speakers to all my peers. Undefined. Welcome to our /life pro tips, the #1 subreddit for posting helpful life pro tips. More info here. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit /message/compose/ to /r/TIFU if you have any questions or concerns. Thought it was the teacher in the porn from the title and TLDR. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Undefined. Edit 2. The musical. Thanks for popping my 2K cherry. I'm starting to question why it's worth living anymore. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? If we aren't suffering, are we truly living? Then the teacher 5 minutes later got everyone to agree to never tell anyone else at the school about it or parents. So I posted it on Reddit. What's today again? Oh yay. April 1st. I doubt this is real at all. No post can be taken seriously today. No post can be taken seriously today. So take all posts seriously today? It's not opposite day. Or is it? Hey, Vsauce. Michael here. My stepdaughter 16 was in the car with her best friend and her best friend's dad. He gave his phone to his daughter to use for music, and this happened, but instead of Pornhub it was a video of his mistress pleasuring herself playing over the car. Apparently he had 2 girlfriends besides his wife. People are so dumb with their phones. Now that's a true today I effed up. Amateur. Guy couldn't even keep his mistresses separate from his wife and kids. Real chads take their wives as mistresses. Oof, that's a good one. I used to be that guy everyone asks for computer help growing up. Best friend's dad crashed the family computer by throwing it off the 2nd story while having an argument about my friend playing on it too much. Friend's family was pretty poor and this was around '06, so it was the only computer in the house. I pull the HDD and start copying data to build them a new computer. As I'm copying over a bunch of photos, there's my friend's dad, haggard, long-haired, gruff, construction worker of a dad, pointing the digital camera at the mirror in the bathroom while pants down and spreading his ass for a butthole shot. His face in the picture and everything. Definitely gave me a jolt of what the peep. Copied it along with the rest of the family photos and went about my day. It's a technician's oath to never question content on any devices and to just go about your day after doing the work. Has happened to me more than a few times and I always have the same reaction. Unless you come across unarguably underage individuals in an abuse situation. Only had to call the police once in my life. They blew it off. In those circumstances I'm sure any respectable person would get involved. My comment only referred to regular speep. Needless to say, I'm glad that you got involved in whatever situation needed involvement, and I'm proud of you for speaking up. This isn't your today I effed up, it was your teacher's lol. And a good one, too. I expect her to come to this sub in a few hours. She'll be coming somewhere soon, at the very least. You're all getting A's. Sup Satan. And the teacher all D's. I used to work in childcare and had nightmares of the kids coming across my porn on my computer and having to explain it to them and apologize to their parent. Never told the kids in my dream to keep it a secret because I knew better. So I'd tell on myself to their parents because being honest gets you in less trouble if you just come out with it. There was a book my friend let me borrow and it was about this hand that would do bad or naughty things, and the cover photo was the hand reaching up a girl's skirt. I thought I deleted it from my Kindle, but when I had to update it, everything I deleted came back. I know the kid saw it because he paused, shook his head, and continued scrolling. So I explained to his mom what he saw, showed her the cover so she'd know what he's seen, apologized because it was inappropriate. Then she told me how he's seen worse on YouTube ads and how she'll tell him to click out of it or keep scrolling, so then I'll feel a little better knowing I didn't completely ruin his innocence. Then she'd talk to him about what he saw and how touching a female like that is wrong and inappropriate, and how just because he saw a picture of what looked like a guy lifting a girl's skirt and touching her backside doesn't mean he should do something like that because it's inappropriate, and you shouldn't put your hands on someone else's body without permissio. Man, I thought I was gonna break my Kindle for doing me wrong like that, but mom didn't really care too much because she said that he has seen and watched much worse. Then got me more babysitting clients by telling her friends how responsible I am with her boys. A friend of mine flew by going through their photos on the family computer and there were pictures of a boy tied up. Friend explained that it was his dad's picture and begged me not to tell anyone. I agreed but regret not reporting it now. Especially since the man has a lot of grandsons now, but supposedly all his kids knew what he was into. I should have reported it, but I guess it is too late now. I don't even know if he is alive anymore or rotting in hell. I used to work in English teaching and had nightmares of kids coming across Reddit and not writing using paragraphs. Her guy friend borrowed it. Right. I just want to know how that scenario would work anyways. Hey friend who happens to be a girl, can I borrow your phone? Sure. Platonic male friend. Proceeds to watch hardcore porn. Okay. Female teacher friend. Here's your phone. No problem. What did you need it for? In the bathroom? Oh just. Calling a plumber. Did you end up being guilty or punished or something? No, I didn't, just because of the fact that no one has told anyone else about it, otherwise teacher would probably get fired and it'd probably get expelled for sharing adult content with peers. It sounds to me like it was accidental and not your fault, so I wouldn't worry about you getting expelled. It was a lapse in judgment on her part to let you use her phone. Were the school to find out, she might only get reprimanded, not fired. With that said, there's a saying that, in effect says, if 2 people know a secret, it's no longer a secret. In your case, 10 people know a secret. How long does she think that's gonna be kept a secret? 10 people. And Reddit. The damn Reddit. I don't know how else she could have reacted. She surely was traumatized. And she's probably just human like everybody else. Your story was funny as hell though. Through the speakers, I think all the students in the van should take an oath not to mention this story until at least graduation. That may or may not be possible depending on the culture of your school. Probably don't tell your parents until much later either. They might complain. And that would be bad for your teacher. She doesn't sound like a bitch. In fact, it sounds like she cares a lot about the students. Don't stab her in the back. Remember, the school mostly cares about not being embarrassed. So if you can avoid that, you're doing good. Then everybody wins. I think her saving grace was that it was an alternative school. Kids that go to those schools tend to keep their mouths shut because many of them are already criminals. At least, that's how it was when I was sent there. At that point, it's time for the teacher to move to a new state and forget about this whole incident. I would be crushed with embarrassment if this happened to me. Then again, maybe the alien dungeon porn I watch wouldn't be as noticeable in sound. What guy is borrowing a lady friend's phone and watching porn on it? It's implied that she was lying and it was her porn. That teacher is a moron. Never in my life would I let a student breathe on my phone, let alone open or do anything. Not to mention a teacher at a school for troubled kids. I actually did some work in 2019 for uni at a school like that in Sydney, which had a similar amount of kids. Did this actually happen? Because it's April 1st. I ran out of air reading that third sentence out loud and died. You in no way peeped up. You didn't peep up, man. Your teacher should have posted this. This sounds like any generic and the porn blasted on speaker story. Yeah. Come on, teach. I thought that was a first-year uni lesson for teachers. 1. Never hand a kid your phone. 2. If you have to for emergencies, check your internet browser first. And then we posted it on Reddit. And because our school was super easy to identify, the teacher was quickly fired. Happy Easter. And teacher, I can tell you one sure way to make this whole matter 100x worse is then pleading with a group of children to not tell their parents or anyone else. Teacher screwed up, not you. First rule of let a kid anywhere near your phone. That. And have all your socials set to private or delete them altogether. You say you to school for troubled youth. But the way you described and responded to the whole situation shows otherwise. Your heart seems to be in the right place. Don't tell anyone. You gotta teach. Hey Reddit, guess what, lol, love it. I would cut your teacher some slack and recognize that she's a human's being with a full palette of emotional colors, needs, hopes, dreams, fears, and anxieties, with an internal private subjective experience every bit real to her as yours is to you. And that teacher does not describe her entire existence. She isn't an NPC in your story, and doesn't deserve to be cancelled for being human. Keep your mouth shut about this. Be a good human. How do you know your teacher is 27? Also, what kind of porn is she into? Asking for a friend. Today I effed up by giving my phone to one of my students while Pornhub was open in tabs. This is a hilarious story. I hope y'all don't narc on her, lol. Reminds me of the time I rode with my dad and went to turn on the radio and saw his phone was connected and the screen title read something about compilations on Pornhub. It was so damn hard trying not to laugh and pretend I saw nothing. About a minute of me looking out my window, I saw him panic and try to smoothly change it. Lol. Yeah, blame it on a man. Hey love, let's borrow your phone on my nude and feeling like a lamb shank. Haha, yeah, my guy friend borrowed my phone to look at porn and kept the tab open. Might as well just come clean instead of that lame ass excuse. Then the teacher 5 minutes later got everyone to agree to never tell anyone else at the school about it or parents. Immediately posted on Reddit broadcasting it to the school, parents, and everyone else in the world. Teacher missed the easiest opportunity to say I can't believe you'd look up porn on my phone. I said look up Amazon facts. And blame you. For real though, don't let people tell that story. If you have any care for this teacher at all, even just basic empathy, stop people from talking about it. She'll lose her job very quickly over something like this, even though it's really nothing but an embarrassing moment these kids will laugh about even decades from now. Bluetooth is dangerous, kids. I'm a teacher and this is my worst nightmare. Oh my god, she must be so embarrassed. Oof. That reminds me of when my old babysitter, she worked as a cleaning person after I grew up in my family's company, came to me with a pen drive and said, "Can you comb through those pictures for me? I'm no good with computers and, I took some inappropriate pictures, just to see how my health was down their lease, so can you delete them for me?" So me 22M had to comb through and delete all the nudes my former babysitter 66F was probably sending to someone. Awkward. Alright class. This is why we use incognito mode. It most likely does nothing to actually protect your privacy, but when you minimize the browser, you get a nice big icon and notification sitting at the top of your phone offering to close the tabs with one press. Ah yes, a guy friend. We all know those 16-years never saw porn. Never. I can't imagine trusting someone with my phone that much, lol. They're definitely gonna talk about it. Sad for her. But don't ever flipping hand people your phone. Absolute rookie mistake. Oh man, this reminds me of a time in my 10th grade history class at an ordinary public school, so it can happen to anyone. Ha ha ha. Good for you for trying to make it less awkward by reading those rainforest facts, but no way, a friend borrowed her phone last night which caused it LMFAO. It was an honest mistake, so I recommend not talking about it again around her, cause I'm sure she's highly embarrassed about to be afraid to crack some jokes about it otherwise though, haha. Teacher, don't mention it to anyone. You, proceeds to tell the entirety of Reddit. I have something close but not my fault. Sub came in to teach the class, turned on the overhead projector after booting up her laptop. Guess she forgot she had her nudes pulled up last time she was on her laptop and she projected them in front of a full class of high schoolers. I remember mention of one of them of her spread eagle. The hub? Ah, the old my friend took my phone excuse. I've used it after many a cringy text.